Hi Kurt, this is Dave. I'm here in Boulder. We've got snow coming in right now, and I'm looking forward to coming out to Santa Clara where it's going to be nice and sunny. And not too long, 17 days, April 20th. We've got a big day lined up. Anyway, you had sent me an email about some questions that you had regarding the different sessions that a lot of your athletes are attending, including the master swim classes. And you said you got a great group that is coaching, and also the spin classes. And I know we're going to cover this on the clinic day, but just real briefly, one of the things that I try to do with all the athletes that I coach in triathlon is to try to make them economical at just below their threshold pace. So what does threshold mean? Kind of a nebulous term, but if we look at the swim, for a good swimmer, it's really kind of a sustainable pace that they can hold if they're fresh from 30 to 40 minutes. So how efficient are they just below that threshold pace? So let's use an example. Let's say I can hold a minute 30 per 100. Just below that threshold pace is around a 132 or 133. So we do a lot of swims that are longer sets, anywhere between 1,500 to 1,800, sometimes up to 2,400 yards or meters, that are in that range. And we try to work on that sub-threshold to threshold pace. That helps. The other thing is that we actually do work on their speed. So we work on their VO2 end, so their maximal oxygen uptake. And this is kind of technical again, but we try to work on anywhere between about 9 to 12 minutes full throttle. And a lot of times with swimmers, you can break that up into 50s, 75s, 100s, 125s. And for example, you might do 2 or 3 or 4 and then take a break and then do 2 or 3 or 4 again. So it's really at a high output. So that's kind of a real quick cursory look. Same thing on the bike. We try to work at their sub-threshold and threshold pace, and a lot of the sets that I do, like in a workout, an hour workout, we might do 2 20-minute work segments that are at sub-threshold to threshold. So for an example, it might be 6 times 3 minutes, and they're working at a sustainable pace, and on the bike typically around an hour. So that 3-minute effort is at an hour pace. Well, that may sound kind of easy, but if someone's fresh and they've got their head down, their legs are burning, what is that pace? Let's say it's 25 miles an hour. You got a fast athlete. When we do those 3-minute efforts, we do some of it at 25 miles an hour or equal to that intensity. So it might be a minute at 23 miles, a minute at 24, and a minute at 25. That's a simple definition. And keep the rest interval pretty short between that. So it's sort of a continuum. That set length can also grow, so it can grow from 20 minutes up to 40 or 50 minutes as well. The other thing is that we try to work on their top end, and we have them go in and out of the saddle. I like the segment lengths out of the saddle, particularly indoors, generally a little bit longer, between about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, because then they get a little bit more muscular overload. So if we do an out-of-saddle segment, it might be 5 times 2 minutes up out of the saddle, and intermixed with that, there might be a 30-second sit-down. So 2 minutes up, 30 seconds down, 2 minutes up, 30 seconds down. This is a crash course. We're going to cover it a lot in the clinic. I'll make it clear, and looking forward to meeting your instructors and the rest of the crew in Santa Clara real soon. See ya.